The young men in our Scoutreach program here are reflective of the population as a whole. They come from this Stratton Meadows neighborhood, and most are about the same age, late elementary school, maybe early middle school. One of the significant differences for some of the folks in our Scoutreach program are the additional challenges that they have. It could be economic challenges, it could be coming from a different place in the world to our community. What they have developed over the time is a pretty close bond and empathy for each other's situation.
And Scoutreach has brought in a lot of kids that they weren't in clubs or intramural sports or competitive sports, but they wanted to be in something. And Scoutreach provided that for those kids.
I think it's a very essential program for the community center because it takes the place of father figure, so to speak. It's more male camaraderie, more male bonding. A lot of the youth and the males look up to the Scoutreach leader, and it's a place where they can feel free to be males and not be around the girls, but also teach them lessons.
Well, the Scoutreach program boys are the guys that really surface as the leaders in our youth program here. Like, say for example, we go on a field trip. It's those guys that are in Scoutreach that I delegate authority to because they're getting leadership training, they're getting all of that stuff. And they're the guys that I actually lean on quite a bit to facilitate and get this thing running and moving the way that it does, as smoothly as it is these days.
I think one, the opportunity to belong to a community, another community outside the family and outside of school that has good role models, adults that reinforce those qualities of resourcefulness and responsibility and commitment to one another and caring toward one another. Has been wonderful for our children.
The individual that stands out more is our guest of honor, which is Aunt Sue. A couple of years ago, for very good reasons, he was an angry child, a bit lost in some areas, didn't know who he was as a person, had a lot of resentment for a lot of different situations, obstacles that were placed upon him.
From Liberia. I'm a refugee. I was granted asylum by the U.S. government, and that's how I came to Colorado Springs. And so a little boy, came out very good, but I don't know, all of a sudden, when we came in, he just started behaving that way. And when he told me about the scout, I was very excited for him to take part. And later, when he started going again, I see some changes in him. So, I just decided him to be part.
Well, he's definitely a born manager, that's for sure. He really wants to, he really oversees the situation constantly. I mean, he's like the shepherd overlooking his flock. And even when you're in the halls or in the lunchroom, he wants to make sure that no child is suffering any injustices. There's a little boy in our class who's very timid and needs a lot of help with his work. And Aunt Sue's shown a great deal of patience with him and is willing to work with him and kind of coax him along and is very protective. So he has this incredibly gentle, caring, nurturing side of him as well.
I don't see a school where Scoutreach wouldn't be a fit. Just, probably the biggest thing is kids are kids, and they're going to love the programs that Scoutreach has available, whether it's rich or poor or whatever kind of neighborhood or kind of school it is. Scoutreach, at least in my opinion, is pretty adaptable to the type of students and type of community, but kids are going to love what they can do in Scoutreach, so I'd recommend it to every administrator without reservation.
I think Scoutreach is important, and it's important for us as a community to take care of each other. I mean, we need to get back to, it takes a village to raise a child, and we need to understand that what we put out is what we get back.
You're investing in lives, and you're planting seeds, and you're giving opportunity to people who, that's really all that you can ask for. You give people who have harder obstacles to overcome more opportunity, and you reduce or even eliminate those obstacles, and then they flourish, and the real individual comes through. So what you're investing in is a human life that in turn will pay it forward and influence positively numerous other human lives.